News 8 at 10 starts now.
It's just one more thing that's going on in this crazy world. It really is. We don't know the rhyme and reasons for things.
A day later, residents in two cities trying to pick up the pieces as two mass shootings within 3 hours of each other leave 4 dead.
What is this world coming to?
Those that witnessed the attacks are thankful to be alive as investigations turn to how this could have happened.
I do feel really bad for the families, and I hope that they can get the answers that everyone is looking for right now.
As two communities grieve, one city is grateful for an armed civilian for preventing what could have been.
We're very thankful for a young 22-year-old man who stopped this violent act.
And good evening, everyone. On a very busy night, I'm Phil Sanchez. It was a stunning series of events that unfolded over the past 24 hours. The Johnson County coroner identifying the victims of the Greenwood Park Mall shooting in a live press conference that you saw right here on Wish TV. They are Pedro Pineda, Rosa Pineda, and Victor Gomez. News 8's Cody Adams was at that press conference and joins us now with more from the newsroom. Cody.
Yeah, Phil, according to the Greenwood Chief of Police, James Eisen, the shooting lasted just 2 minutes from the moment the gunman opened fire to the moment he was shot and killed by an armed citizen.
Today's not an easy day for the city of Greenwood. Today is very tough. It's been a hard night for our police officers, our firefighters, everyone else involved here today. And I want to thank all those departments for their assistance.
City leaders talked for more than a half an hour, laying out exactly what happened inside the mall's food court.
I want to offer the condolences on behalf of all of the law enforcement agencies involved in this incident last night to the families of our victims. This is a senseless tragedy, and our hearts are broken with yours.
Here's how things timed out last night at the Greenwood Park Mall. Police say the 20-year-old shooter, Jonathan Sapperman, from Greenwood, arrived at the Greenwood Park Mall just before 5 and went directly to the food court restroom.
1 hour and 2 minutes later, he exits the restroom and shoots Victor Gomez outside of the restroom. He then points his rifle into the food court where Pedro and Rosa Pineda were eating dinner and shot both Rosa and Pedro.
Shortly after that, a 22-year-old armed citizen shot Sapperman. Sapperman tried to retreat to the bathroom but died before making it. Police say it was about 2 minutes from the moment Sapperman came out shooting and the moment he was shot and killed by an armed citizen. Sapperman fired 24 rounds inside the mall. Inside the bathroom, police found the gunman's cell phone in a toilet. They say it has water damage, but are hopeful they can recover some information from it. They also found the gunman's backpack and inside a second rifle along with 100 rounds of ammunition.
I'll not be able to say anything that's already been said by so many other sites of these mass shootings here in America. I don't want to be among the mayors that has to share these statements, but sadly I am. I grieve for these senseless killings, and I ache for the scars that are left behind on the victims and on our community.
Police searched Sapperman's apartment. Inside, they found another laptop in the oven with a tank of butane. The bomb squad was called in, and they cleared that area. Investigators are now also trying to get any info off of that laptop as well as the cell phone. In the newsroom, Cody Adams, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Cody, thank you. Governor Eric Holcomb releasing a new statement tonight after this afternoon's press conference. He says, in part, I stand with the community in grieving the loss of lives, and my thoughts are also with the many people impacted by this traumatic incident, including innocent bystanders whose lives are forever changed. Mayor Joe Hogsett also sent a new statement to News 8 after learning all the victims were from Indianapolis. He writes in part, our thoughts are with the friends and families of Rosa, Pedro, and Victor, as we mourn together as one city. We lift up the memory of those who died, along with all those who have been lost too soon to the mindless menace of gun violence. Community members came out to Resurrection Lutheran Church on the south side to honor and remember the victims of last night's shooting. The church's pastor says it's important to offer spaces to heal in the wake of recent traumatic events.
In these times when things like this happen, it seems like we hear about them almost every week. but most of us don't experience them that often, thank goodness. We don't exactly know what to do. We don't know where we should go or what we should do with ourselves, but it certainly seems like we shouldn't just go about our day.
Those that attended the vigil told News 8 that they hope the families of the victims are able to find peace. Meanwhile, the armed citizen who shot and killed the gunman has been identified as Elijah Dickin. News 8 went to a home believed to be where he lives and were told to leave. Police say Dickin was at the mall with his girlfriend when the shooting broke out. They say within 2 minutes of the gunman firing shots in the food court, Dickin had shot him.
His actions were nothing short of heroic. He engaged the gunman from quite a distance with a handgun, was very proficient in that, very tactically sound, and as he moved to close in on the suspect, he was also motioning for people to exit behind him. He has, to our knowledge, he has police training and no military background.
Police say they took Dickin into custody at first as a precaution. They say he cooperated fully. Police say Dickin used a Glock handgun. While he did not have a permit for the weapon, he was carrying it legally under the state's constitutional carry law. Now, Dickin has retained a lawyer, Guy Relaford, in response to multiple interview requests. In a statement, Relaford's office says in part that Dickin is a true American hero who saved countless lives during a horrific event that could have been so much worse if not for Eli's courage, preparedness, and willingness to protect others. We won't be making any substantive comments on Sunday's events until after the authorities' investigation is closed. Well, one 15-year-old witness was sitting with his friends in the middle of the food court when shots rang out last night. He tells I-Teammates Richard Essex that yesterday's events have changed his life forever.
I've never been so scared in my life. And then when I got out, I made sure all my friends were with me, and and they were okay.
15-year-old Drayvon Sanders' young mind is stuck, stunned and full of questions over the enormity of what he witnessed.
Chaos everywhere. A bunch of shots fired and then a bunch of running.
When the shooting started, Sanders and his friends started running. He hid behind a concrete pillar in the food court that shielded him from the bullets flying through the room. He believes the pillar saved his life. As the shooting came to an end, one of the victims was just a few feet away.
She was running and her friends were trying to pull her. The one girl I saw, she got hit in the neck.
It took him a minute to find his friends, get outside, and then make the call to his dad.
Call me ASAP, it's an emergency, please answer, please call. So I called him, and as soon as I answered it, just the sound of his voice, it went right through me.
Draven and his friends were taken to the Greenwood Police Department to give a statement. He had planned to spend the night with friends last night. But as the adrenaline wore off, the events of the day, the shooting, the sounds, crept into his thoughts.
I just feel like I can't do anything now. I'm scared to do anything.
Sanders will be a sophomore at Mooresville High School in the fall. The school is offering counseling to him and other students that were in the mall last night. His father is a combat veteran, and he knows the road moving forward for his son will be tough.
The first thing that hit me was man, I wasn't there to protect him. But I don't think he'll go anywhere without me for a while. So we'll do some fishing and try to find coping skills.
I'm Richard Essex for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
For more perspective tonight, it's against policy to bring a weapon inside any Simon Property Center. That's according to its code of conduct. Though Greenwood Park Mall, owned by Simon, praised the armed civilian in a statement sent to News 8. We grieve for the victims of yesterday's horrific tragedy in Greenwood. Violence has no place in this or any other community. We are grateful for the strong response of the first responders, including the heroic actions of the Good Samaritan who stopped the suspect.